Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. You're probably wondering why I'm holding the microphone here. Well, my neck is out. After working out, I tweaked it. I'm like, oh, I was trying to go up in weight, and I was doing good. And then all of a sudden, the last rep, I was like, I'm gonna get this one last rep out, and all of a sudden, neck just seized up. So now I'm like Michael Keaton Batman, and I can't turn my head. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about 2K25 and everything they've done right this year. And I know a lot of my videos have been negative, but that's mainly because I want the game to be the best it can be. So let's go through this list of everything I feel like they got right this year, and then we'll go from there. All right, so first things first. They brought back intergender matches. Now, a lot of you are like, this is stupid. Why would they bring this back? This isn't a plus. I mean, they give you the option to turn it off, but if you like to create content, create wrestlers, not just from wrestling, let's say DC, Marvel, anime, anything, you can now have them all fight each other. And if you're making like content for a channel or just for fun for yourself, and you want to have this cool, huge universe where everybody goes for, let's say, the same titles, or everybody can fight everybody, it makes it so much more fun. And that's why I'm so happy that this is back, because if you want to, let's say, you want to have Superman fight, I don't know, Rogue from X-Men, or Jean Grey, or Superman fight Wonder Woman or something, you can do that in these games, and it makes it so much more fun. It makes it like a fighting game, like I've said to the build up to this release. It makes it more like a fighting game. Every fighting game, everybody can fight everybody. Granted, they are more cartoony or a little out there or whatever. Like Mortal Kombat, it's all about the over-the-top gore. Street Fighter's kind of like cartoony and stuff, and the awesome animations and stuff of the super moves. You get my point. But the fact that you can do this in this wrestling game is awesome to me. Now, most of you that only care about the real simulation or representation of what it is on TV, you have the option to turn it off. There you go. You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to complain about it. It's literally just an option for those of us that like to create content that doesn't only consider wrestling, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm super happy that that's back. To piggyback off of that, being able to allow both men and women to compete for the same titles. This is great if you use gimmicks from other media, like I just said, like Marvel, DC, or anything. So what's really cool about this is you can make a championship. Let's say you set up your universe mode. You can make a world championship, you can make tag team championships, an intercontinental level title championship, and everybody can go for it. So you can have Wonder Woman be the champ for a little bit, have Superman beat her and become the champion, have Green Lantern or whatever crazy stuff you want to do, you can do in the game. I think that's really, really cool. Heck, you could have Alexa Bliss beat Superman and become the World Heavyweight Champion. You can do whatever you want. Options. I think that's awesome. That's super cool, and it makes it a lot more fun. In the universe that I made up when I was a kid, with all my wrestlers, most of my wrestlers I make are supposed to be like, I had like this comic universe I made up when I was a kid, and I have like 80 wrestlers I've made up over the years for that. I've always wanted to do something like this. So that's why I'm so excited for this. It's not about like men wanting to beat up the women or crap like that. No. It's so much more fun when you could just tell a story with all of your characters instead of having it split down the middle, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so next thing is, even though mode is not that great this year, trying something new, even if it's bad for its first outing, is the island. Now, a lot of you are going to probably start typing in the comments right now. That's fine. That's fine. The way they went about it this year wasn't the best idea. It's literally just microtransaction hell. But the idea behind it, there's a lot of potential there. They could turn all of the online functionality into like a hub space where everybody can go hang out, wait for matches to start. The only thing I would say to really like take this mode to the next level is, instead of having it be like a cool story mode where you just play matches, save that for My Rise. Use the island idea. I mean, it could be a city or whatever next, but I have a feeling it's going to be an island every year. I don't know. Maybe they won't bring it back next year. Anyway, if they do, use this for all the online play. So what I'm getting at here is, let's say you go online and you want to play against your buddies, and you know how you normally have to like wait in a lobby and you're just chatting and you can't do anything? Make it to where this whole area is just the waiting area. And you could go buy stuff, you could go hang out, you can go open card packs, you can go right to My Rise and wait in a queue before your match starts, and it'll just take you to the match. You can go do whatever. I feel like the greatest thing that this mode could be used for, obviously, is online. Because right now, currently, you have the island, which is a whole separate thing. It's like a whole separate game, kind of. And then you have your online lobby system, where you can do online matches there too. So you were splitting your online player base that fight each other in two different modes. To me, that's stupid. All of the online stuff should be done on the island as far as versus is concerned. So what they could do is they could make it to where, literally, let's say you're waiting for a match, instead of having to go and to the kiosk thing to start the match, and the match types are also very limited, in order to start a match, just be able to pause, sync up with your friends right there, and start a match on the fly. Boom. And then you could have it set to a default arena that you want. It could just be on random, and it just picks a random arena for you. There's so much potential for the online community that play versus each other with this mode. They need to totally change tactics. Instead of turning it into a single player online versus mode, which is, it's trying to do too many different things. They need to pick a focus and do that. And as much as I like the online idea of like having a story where you run around an island and play stuff, I feel like this should be used for online ranked, online casual, and just like this social hub for wrestling fans that don't like to play against a computer. I think this is the direction that the island should go, in my opinion. Sound off the comments below if you think I'm onto something here, but its current setup where it's single player, you have to buy all these creation parts that you can't customize or anything. I feel like that's the wrong direction for it. You could still do stuff like that or have a shop system in there so you can shop while you're waiting, hang out with your buddies and shop. But I feel like the current setup, it just needs to change a little bit. But I like the fact that they're trying new ideas, stuff that hasn't been done before in a wrestling game. I like that stuff because we've had the same freaking wrestling game basically for 20 years. So I like it when they try new things. Anyway, so number 3. My Rise. My Rise, to me, is the best it's ever been under the 2K umbrella. So, I know a lot of people have been complaining about the length. Personally, I think the length is perfect because they want you to play through it a bunch of times to unlock everything, and the fact that you can have New Game Plus and use the same wrestler for all those playthroughs is a huge win. Like, what was it, last year, 2K24, I got to a match for the male My Rise, and it's the stupid War Games match, right? I like the War Games matches, but you know, if you're going to play a War Games match, you're going to have to dedicate at least 30, maybe 40 minutes, depending on the difficulty level, in order to finish it. So I was sitting there playing the match, waiting for my wrestler to come out, watching the computer beat the crap out of each other, and then I finally get out there, and I totally forgot about the objectives up in the upper left corner because I was focusing on the match. And I won the match, and all of a sudden it said, "You failed. Restart?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about the stupid objectives. So the whole match was a wash. So I have to redo 30-minute match to progress the storyline. That's a huge roadblock. Now my playthrough of My Rise this year is super short. There was no forced, there was a couple matches that were a little annoying where you had to, you know, multi-man matches or whatever man-woman matches that you had to win, but there was no forced Money in the Bank match and no forced War Games match. At least not in my playthrough. There could be one of the other branching storylines. When they said Survivor Series in one of the match types, I was like, oh god, here we go. We're going to do a big War Games match. No, it was just a normal tag match. It was great. So the fact that they're getting rid of the stuff that kind of ruins the story mode, in my opinion. It's okay to have like a Money in the Bank match or whatever, but do not lock the progression of the story by having to win that match. Have multiple, paths you could take. If you win it, cool, you're the Money in the Bank contract. If you lose it, bummer, you'll have to try to get a champion title shot a different way. So I really liked the story mode this year. And to go back to 2K24, I never went back and finished it after that. I quit. After the War Games match, I was done. I was like, nope, I'm done. I don't care about the unlockables. I'm not playing through this again. Anyway, so My Rise being short, I like that because it encourages multiple playthroughs, gets you through it faster. The fact that your stuff carries over is huge. And the fact that both your wrestlers are in the same storyline and they interact is so cool. I almost forgot to mention that. That is the biggest thing to me. I love the fact that both your wrestlers in it and they interact with each other. And the ending for that, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending was really cool. All right, next thing. On to Showcase Mode. Showcase Mode no longer has slingshot tech. That's where it would show the real footage. It now is replaced with in-game cutscenes. So last couple games, when it would go take you out of the game and show the real match footage and sometimes lasts like 5-10 minutes, it's like, why am I even playing this game? I could just go watch a match on YouTube or watch a match on Peacock or wherever country where your wrestling thing is on. Why am I playing this game? Why did I pay all this money to play this game if it's just going to use real footage? So I'm super happy that they kept the cutscenes in. The matches are a lot shorter. There is one thing I hate, but I already talked about that, and that's the timed objectives, and this is a positive video. I like the fact that the slingshot tech is gone. So I really like the in-game cutscenes. It makes it feel more like a game. It keeps you in the game, keeps you in the match. And to me, it's just more fun to play that way. Universe Mode, number 5. Universe Mode added in promos. They're kind of bare bones right now, but having any form of cutscenes in the mode makes a huge difference. So when you're playing Universe Mode without cutscenes, without a show opener, you're literally just kind of going through the motions through matches, right? And it gets boring really fast. Now that the fact that they have cool cutscenes, I know last year had the rivalry action system, but I could never get the cutscenes to trigger, like for certain actions and stuff. So it sounds like they've really fixed it this year. I've spent about 2 hours in the mode, so I haven't really gotten into the mode. But so far, I love the promos, like the whole cutscenes and everything. It's super fun, even though it doesn't have dialogue or written dialogue. Like there's no words or nothing. If you have an imagination, you're gonna have a blast with this. So anyway, I'm really happy that they add anything. I was expecting them not to add anything to Universe Mode this year because it was all about the island. Hopefully they can improve upon it and allow us to add text and story designer into it next year. I know that's quite a big ask, but I really like the promos. I feel like it makes me want to play the mode again, and I haven't wanted to play the mode since 2K20. So awesome. Number 7 is being able to allow both men and women to compete for the same title. This is great if you use gimmicks from other media, such as Marvel, DC, anything. We talked about that earlier. Let's see here. Number 8, material types look like they should, at least on current gen hardware, so PS5 and Xbox Series X. So on the PS5, when you go to use, it could be my TV too, when you use materials, in the last couple games, if you try to mix too many materials on one wrestler, and then you go into your entrance, it started getting real fuzzy and doing this weird artifacting thing. This year, at least for me, it doesn't do that anymore. So when you come to the ring and you're let's say you have a couple different material types. Let's say you have a glowing material type, glitter, plastic, or whatever. It doesn't do that anymore. It actually keeps them rendered like they're supposed to, and it looks so much better. So I'm very happy they fixed that this year. Again, it could have been my TV, and this is on the base PS5. It looks even sharper on the PS5 Pro, because I do have a PS5 Pro, but I capture most of my footage on the old PS5. So I kept the old PS5 because it's hooked up to the computer and everything, so now I don't have to switch back and forth if I want to just play the game. All right. Number 9, new body types for male and female, rather just have body morphing. So each year they add a couple new body types for you to choose from when you're creating a wrestler. I'm super happy that they added a couple new ones in. It kills me that they don't just add like a slight body morphing thing in there. They don't have to go nuts. They could have you pick a base body type and then allow you to morph that a little bit. They don't have to like, oh, you can change this arm to be huge or this arm to be tiny. They could literally just give you just a little bit, and I feel like it would be fine, and it wouldn't make clothes clip through the body or anything like that. I feel like that's why it's set up the way this is so that your clothing does not clip through certain bodies, right? Because if they give you full body morphing, then they'd have to adjust each creation part to fit those body molds, like the maximum maximum size of the wrestler you want to make as far as body morphing is concerned, and then the tiniest size, so where the clothing doesn't clip through each other. That's got to be a programming nightmare, and obviously with only less than a year, less than 9 months to make each game, they don't have time to do that, so that really sucks. But new body types, they keep giving us new ones, and enough to really like a good selection, and who knows, maybe we won't need body morphing. But right now, currently, it feels like it's just like it's almost there. It's almost there. I just need to tweak this one thing and the character be perfect. But nope, not yet. However, like I said, positive video, so I'm super happy that they added in some new ones. Now, the last thing on this list, number 10, and it's probably my favorite addition this year, and that's the third-person camera. That is so cool, and like I said in my video, I even made a separate video on it. It's a game changer. My only complaint about that is that currently it's not available in all modes. Like I can't figure out how to get it to work in my faction. I don't think it's in there. Universe mode, I haven't tried it yet, but I do believe it works in Universe mode. It does not work in My Rise, which is a bummer, or Showcase. If they can get it to where it works across all modes, that would be awesome. So it's funny, I've played the game for about 50 hours with the side camera. I keep forgetting to switch it to the the entrance camera where it shows the entrance ramp like we did last year. I've just been playing through modes and making my wrestlers. Once I get everything set up and we get the universe mode set up and everything, I am going to switch to the third person camera because I feel like that'd be a lot more fun for both me and you guys watching. So keep an eye on the channel for that. Anyway, so these are the things that I think that 2K25 have gotten right this year. Like I said, I've made a lot of negative videos, but that's because I want the game to be the level it should be, especially for the cost of the game. Hopefully they don't wait till next year to fix the creation suite or the create a wrestler in particular. There's a couple issues there. It's been out for more than 2 weeks now, so I'm not too not too happy about how long it's taking. But again, positive video. Very happy with all the cool new stuff they added. Sound off in the comments down below what you like that they added this year, and stay frosty. Almost forgot how